Director, Test and Measurement. You are welcome to the program.
You are welcome, Dr. Anta.
Thank you so much. And then we also have Madam Mohammed Yaman Daban. He's the Zonal Director, MENA Center and MENA Zone. And of course, if you recall, when we had this discussion, we had the various zonal directors, but this time around, we have just one zonal director in our midst, and he will also give us some highlights on what has been happening within the MENA Zone. The MENA Zone comprises of Chanchaga local government, Bida, Paikoro.
Only Chanchaga.
Okay, only Chanchaga local government. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, let me start with you, Alhaji Garba Asab Abdullahi. Now that the results have been released, and parents as well as caregivers and other critical stakeholders have been going to and fro to check for their results. What can you say now is the success story of this whole process up to the release of this result?
Good morning, Nigerite. Good morning, doctor, members of the crew, and everybody who is listening to us this morning. Like we said last week when we were here, we have said the success of the story in the conduct of the examination, and we have released the result. We released the admission of JSS1. We equally released the placement of JSS3 to SS1. The success here is we have achieved at least 80% of what we desire to achieve in that examination. Why did I say 80%? I cannot mention 100% because we are still waiting for those people that have complaint to forward their complaint so that we'll be able to address that complaint. When we finish addressing complaints, then we'll be able to determine the percentage of success we have so far. I think that is so far concerning the success of that examination and the release of the result. Also the admit examination which you have discussed. 2 is the release of the admission which you have discussed the other time, and now is another placement. That is placement is that of the JSS3. So I would like to say one thing in the admission process which we have. Students at school, which is alarming and is surprising to me, although I expect so many things to come up like this. It has pupils and where they are supposed to be. So when you have things that people will challenge you, they can come at any angle.
Exactly.
So I'm not discouraged. I'm not seeing it as a challenge. So I'm also here to appeal to parents. Whoever parent sees that his child is taken far away from where he's supposed to be, please, he should rush to us. That's why we have the zonal director here. They should rush to the zonal director. We move those students to where they're supposed to be.
Now, before you go far, it's also prick my interest because for a pupil who is attending primary school in Metumbi, for example, and is now moved to the Fulani to attend secondary school, whose fault is it? It's
like I said, I don't want to go deep into this. Why am I not going?
Because I don't want people to pile undue blame on the ministry.
Yeah,
that is why I want you to be clear this time around.
Okay, I'll be clear this time around. You see, there are two scenarios that is likely going to happen in that sense. One, what I'm thinking, maybe a request from the parent. Because if the parent put up their request from the headmaster of the school, that this is where I want my children to be, then he will send it to us like that, through the ESs. Or an oversight from those that send the result to us.
The ES are the education secretaries of various local governments.
Education secretaries of the various local government. And they collect these pupils now from the headmasters.
Okay.
So maybe it's an oversight from the person that compiled the result and send it to the ministry. So I wouldn't say this is where the blame is coming from until we get to the end of it. And if we're able to realize that it wasn't the parent wish to take their pupils there, then we'll now look at where is it coming from. Maybe the person that was compiling the results, because there are many, he made a mistake there. But at the end of the day, we should be able to know where the fault is coming from.
Exactly.
But like I said, I expect so many things concerning this because I know there are many angles that people are trying to hit us down, and I don't want that to be my problem. I'm only mentioning it here so that parents should understand it's not a problem. It's never a problem. Once you see your child taken somewhere else, come back. We address it. We are ready for that, and we have made provision for all those things. The most important thing is to give him that index number. So we move his index number, or if it is all of them, we'll move their index number from that school they took them to back to where they're supposed to be.
Because we have a secondary school there in Metumbi.
Yeah, we have a secondary school there in Metumbi. Why sending them there? When we are fighting distance, when we are struggling to see that students are in school in time, and we are allowing a distance admission, and this is a day school, not a boarding school.
Exactly.
So we do everything possible to checkmate all these lapses.
Okay. Thank you so much. And now that the results are out and we're beginning to see some of these situations, and I believe this is just one example from Chanchega local government, or rather from Boso local government. It could also be, there could be similar situations in other local governments too. Now coming to the JS3 basic examination and then the placement of students into SS1. Last week, thereabout when we had a discussion here, I told you that many of the students who were supposed to be in school in SS1 are still languishing at home, because when they go to school, they were never engaged in any academic activities at all. Hence, many of them have decided to just stay at home until when this result is released.
Doctor, you see, when you made that statement, I was shocked. You heard me when I was asking the zonal directors. So when we go back, we have to readdress this issue. Normally, I know which is supposed to be the right thing. Once you have finished your SS3 in this school, you are going to continue in the same school. So you go back to that school and continue your SS1, even if the result is not yet out.
Exactly.
Because there is no space for any JSS3 to stay at home. And I've been saying this thing. We summoned some of the schools that they said. In fact, we went to some of the schools. We realized that there are some students there.
Only some few have decided to remain at home.
If they decide to, it is the parent now we should be able to understand. Because I know during our time, it is when you are in the school, they will receive the result. They will see whether you are demoted or not. You start crying in the school. You will not be at home until the result is released.
Exactly.
So that is what it's supposed to be. So I want to call on parents. Henceforth, exam release or not does not stop your student, your child from going to school to SS1. And even if he's looking for transfer to another school, if he's there as SS1, by the time he's transferred to a boarding school, it's a continuation, it's the same syllabus, the same something they'll be taking. But by the time he stay at home, he's losing a lot where others have gone far. So I want to appeal to parents to understand this. We have spoken to all our managers in schools, and no principal said students should not come to SS1. Like I told you, we went around some schools and we saw students.
So now the onus is now on parents.
It's on parents and the students. So no, sometimes the students don't want to go, but because they don't want to go back to that school, they will say, I'm waiting for release of result, and parents should not allow that to be happening.
Exactly.
That's my appeal to parents.
Okay, thank you so much.
Sorry.
Okay.
You mentioned, before we get out of that, you said distance in other local government.
Yes.
And that was what we said. Henceforth, no more admission from the ministry. No more admission from the ministry. Because if you are in Kacha, must you come to Mina?
No.
Once you have your zonal director there, you have your ESs there. If you have any issue, go to them. They will compile the list of those that seek for admission. They will send it to the ministry. And when they send it to the ministry, we send them the admission, they will go and print. No more saying, okay, I need to see somebody in ministry, I don't know anybody. No, your zonal director is there, your ES is there. They are our foot soldiers.
They have their offices.
They have their offices there, and you all know them. If you don't have the ES close to you are not living in that local government, you have the headmaster of that school.
Exactly.
You have the principal of that school. So they will go and make compilation, send it to zonal director through E, because the portal we have has all those facilities. Then they would now say, okay, so school is requesting for transfer of this student, and it has been approved by the principal, or it has been the list of students, and it has been sanctioned by the headmaster. We'll go ahead and do it. You don't need to go to anywhere. So we are trying to make everything easy for everybody. because we are expecting more enrollment this year because of this thing we are doing. Those that are having fear, I don't have anybody to go. Now you have everybody with you. So that is the concerning that distance. When it happens elsewhere, you don't need to come to Niger, you don't need to come to Mina, you don't need to see anybody in the ministry. People call me, I say, no, don't call me. Go back to your village, go back to your people there. You know them better than me. They may be friendly to you because they know who you are. If you come to me, I may frown your face because how many people will I be attending to?
If you have to attend to everybody. So the zonal directors are there, the education secretaries are there, for various local government. Okay, thank you so much, Alhaji Garba Asab Abdullahi. Okay, Alhaji Mohammed Yaman Dabang, we have already had a situation at hand, and proper documentation is what the Ministry of Basic Education is bent on ensuring now. Within the Mina Zonal Center, there are quite a number of primary schools and so also secondary schools. And I believe that in most situations you realize that there will be a lot of lobbying for placement of admission into choice schools. This, like I've told, I don't want to mention schools now, but it has always happened. You see parents rushing to a particular school, and some schools are being neglected. What are you doing to ensure that there is a balanced placement so that some schools will not be overcrowded while some do not have much students?
Good morning, Nigerites. We've been telling parents, school administrators, even private schools to even obey the situation of things now. For you to allow your child to go to a day school not near you, you know what it is to your pocket will tell you.
Exactly.
So from onset, I in particular contacted the executives of the private schools. We have like Islamic private schools and NAPS public schools, that any parent that is interested in attending public schools, they should write their names, compile their names, send to me and their choice school. The schools near them, maybe one or two, because in every area in Mina, we don't have only one secondary school.
Exactly.
If you are in Bakungu, the most populous area in Mina, if you don't want to go to Limawa, you have opportunity of going to Barik in Sali, which is just a stone, which will be a stone thrown to any of your houses there.
Exactly.
So, and if you say you want a nearby school, like many parents will come to me for that school, it's clear, we will tell you the admission to Father school has been released. Go to the principal. If the principal has space for you, let the principal say, yes, so person wants to come to my school, I have space for him. He will tell me, I will seek for advice to tell me if there is space for you in any school. I will tell you, I will send my list there and then and before a while or 2 days, your admission is changed for you. The e-system now have made things very easy. I don't need to see my director. I don't need to see anybody. Once you are feel that your complaint is genuine, and you listen to our advice, you do it as well, your admission is known.
So provided the principal have confirmed that he has space.
Yeah, he has space because the normal admission has been given to the school. So, and we advise them not to overcrowd classrooms.
Exactly.
We give them admission based on facilities available in each classroom.
Carrying capacity.
Carrying capacity, JS1. How many classrooms do you have? How many do you want to put in every classroom? We control you, we give them number. If it is more than that, we'll tell you. But since it is admission, as we are giving more numbers to the school, some parents may not like to go to school, they would like to. So if we minus one, there is space, we give you one again to complete this space. But parents should not worry. They should move their children to the school nearest to them to have continuity and to have check. To have check on your children. Children nowadays have different uniforms of different schools. They will go and loiter around the schools. If you ask them go into the school, they will be running away from the school simply because they are not from that school.
They don't belong there, yes.
And there is nothing we can do. It's parents that will come to our aid, monitor their words to know where they are at a particular time.
Okay, thank you so much, Malam Mohammed Yaman Daban. Okay, Alaj Garba Asab, you've heard the submission of the zonal director about placement of students in particular schools to avoid overcrowding some choice schools. What is also the ministry doing in terms of checkmating the excesses of some of these ES? Because the ES now are gradually becoming the determinant of where certain pupils will go. And that is why we are seeing probably some students who went to primary school in Maitumbi are being admitted into the demonstration school in Tudunfulani.
Yeah, thank you very much, Doctor. To interest you the more, we rightly said it now. It is like if you look at the system, it's 934 system of education, and we have an interface with the ESs. We told them that any primary school that has facilities means they have classes.
Extra classes.
Yeah, they have teachers that can handle JS1, JS2, JS3. Their pupils should continue from there. I think, are you getting my something? Any primary school that has the facilities and teachers, they don't need to look for any placement of their admission of their student to anywhere. All they need to do is to send it to us. Okay, Lima Primary School, they have classes. The primary 6 of Lima will continue JSS1 in Limawa. So the only one we will see is where situation whereby the father that lives in Limawa now has his house in Metumbi. He will now seek for the transfer of that his own son from Limawa to Metumbi. That is a transfer case. So that has taken care of the over congestion of the schools we are talking about. The issue of people rushing to GC school, like I told you, we have a number in every school. When we give you 300 students in your JSS 1, then we won't go beyond that 300 students. But because we don't know whether all of them resumed or reported to the school, we don't know, maybe some of them have relocated from the state to another state. Exactly. So that was why we said we will now ask the principal of the school. We have 2 students wishing to come to your school. Do you have the vacancy? He will now say yes. Do you know why we're asking this? Because if he say he has, and we send it at the end of the registration period, we now saw 302. We query the principal for doing that. Because he didn't tell us the truth. We'll query him.
So now what we are saying is, gone are the days when principals and other stakeholders, such as the exam officers in schools, will start admitting students on their own, because it has been happening over the years.
I'm very sorry to say this thing, Dr. Dantala. Some of this admission is not even done by principal or exam officers. They are done by our teachers in the school. I'm telling you, when we went around, like I told you the other time, 80% of admission we saw illegally were done by teachers. To be fair to the principals.
And to the exam officers.
And to the exam officers. And that was why I made a pronouncement that there is no school. There is no school. Quote me anywhere. There is no school that will tell me all their students have. They have what do they call this number? Admission number. Because of such act. That was one of the reasons why we come up with this index number. If you go to the principal, he will tell you his students are 350. When you go to physical counting, you see, or you call the form masters to come up with their register, you see they have about 400 students. The principal is not even aware of the 50. So that what prompted us, okay, how do we checkmate this thing? Now the state is trying to provide everything for students, at least to the level of the one the state will say, okay, these are things I will offer as free education. Which is not complete everything free, but whatsoever the state want to offer as free education should go alongside with the number of students we have. Now by the time we don't have this, we assume in Niger State we have 120 students. Then the state government was able to provide 120 desks. hoping that every school student will be set 1-1 on the desk, then which means you still go to a school and see students sitting on the ground. And that is what people are interested in seeing. So for us to get it right, we must come up with this. So we're saying that every school must go by the index number, and the index number will tell us how many students you have in your school. One good thing with this index number is this. My director rightly said that student going from one school to another. If a child is going from one school to another, definitely he will not have result. Now I want to call on the parent. As long as you get hold of this index number, every time if you want to assess where your child is, whether it's in the school or not, you'll be able to see it. Because our next phase of this index number is all the examining officers, the teacher will key into this, because that is where they will be entering their result. So if you have the index number of your child, after first time, maybe when they go for break, the first week, second week, third week, go and check your child. Go and enter the index number. You'll be able to see whether he had did exam or not. So if he didn't do the examination, you see dash, 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 then you know your child is not going to school.
He's not attending school.
He's not attending to school at all. If he's attending to school, he's not doing that, just doing that, you will see it. Because we ensure that they enter this result for people to see what their children are doing. So the index number is the key to knowing whether your child is in school or what is on progression. With your handset, you can check.
Okay, now that you have come up with this topic issue, maybe you need to also give the listeners the address and then how the process of checking the results.
It's the same process, like what you said the other day. When you see it now, you see there is a column. It will tell you select.
Okay, the address first.
It's www.
Okay, I hope the listeners are listening so that you can take it wherever you are.
Okay.
And then
I'll bring it out.
You simply ask your child his index number, so that when you reach the site, you can insert his index number and his name, and the result will be out. Okay.
So I'll before we round up here, I'll get the index. I'll give you the site. Then we'll continue from the parent can be able to check. So like I said, you just enter that, then you select first time. If it is second time, you select second time exam. If it is promotion exam, you select promotion exam. Then you see the performance of your child.
When you select the term, you insert his index number.
You insert his index number and his first name.
Okay.
All his result will appear.
If he's Garba Abdullahi, for example,
then you insert Garba Ada Abdullahi with the index number, because that index number is attached to him.
Okay. And then his name will appear.
His name will appear and his result will appear by the grace of God. So that is our next phase. Before the end of the time, we'll be able to do that so that we can test run this thing I'm telling you, first time examination. So like I said, from time to time, I know it is not going to be easy. We'll be coming to have an interface with the media, with everybody. With my commissioner rightly said that we will have an interface with all the emirate councils. With all the emirate councils. That is to say, to enlighten them more on what is expected of every parent to do with his own child. And when we are meeting with the emirate council, the local government chairmen will be there of that emirate. The district head will be there of that emirate, telling them what is expected of us, because these are things we know before, but we have forgotten. We've been thinking government is doing everything. We are neglecting our functions as parents. At the end of the day, because we said there is no demotion, there is no this, then parent doesn't know the progress of his child and he doesn't care to find out. So we enlighten them on this. And any moment from now, when they are back, I think we will start the phase 1 of that interface.
Okay, assuming for those who may not have access to this address, can the result of the children be placed in the school?
No.
Because not all parents are likely to.
Doctor, you see,
I'm looking at the background of some pupils from the home where they are coming from. The parents may not be lettered, and therefore may not have the know on how to go and check the result of the child.
Doctor, you see, we always want to give credit to who is due, not impose somebody to do what is not his own something. Like when we release the result, we didn't ask principals to print, but those that had feelings for people around them, their community, they went and print out this list on their own. And we commend them for doing that.
The idea is, why I ask this question is whether the result is printable.
It is.
Okay, if it is printable, then the principals will make it more easier.
No, the fear is this. Like I said, every result is attached to index number of a child. And every index number, like the Beche exam we did, is attached to a pin to check the result. Now, you have number of times you use the pin to check the result. Now, if somebody uses your pin to check your result, the time you may need to check that result, the pin has been exhausted. But we package the whole result and send it to the school, in which they can print the result and keep, but not to place the result.
Okay, in case if parents
Yeah,
decide to come
to come and check, that is going to be their hard copy. Like when NECO releases their result OIE, they send us the printout. We don't place the printout, but they keep it in their position. If so, whoso wish to check his, he come and check it and see.
Okay.
But we are saying that you should not use that to give a statement of result. That's why we're not asking the principal to do that, because by the time you ask them, they will start giving statement of result and they will start asking for money. Even if the principal didn't ask, the person who is asked to be doing that to be asking for money from parents. Like, we know the country is hard, and it's one of the things that make people get away from school. So like I said, the principal that print this admission, the admission we give, show it to people and they will go and print. We commend those people that does that, but we are not saying they must do it.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, Malam Muhammad Yaman Daban, now that results are out and admissions are equally ready for those going to JS1, what level of preparedness are you advising parents to go into? Because I'm sure those who are going to JS1 and those who are going to SS1 have nearly the same kind of preparation in terms of books, maybe in terms of even uniform and things like that. What is your call on parents?
And when parents that are glad to check the result, when you check the result, you are expected to print out your admission, your child's admission letter. In that admission letter, all the necessary things need that you take to school is spelled there. That one too also controls what we call joining instruction. Principals now no more give joining instruction. The joining instruction is unilateral within the state. What you are taking to school A will be the same to what you are taking to school B.
Exactly.
All you need to do is to take the admission letter to the school to register your child, and the uniform will be shown to you on what to do, and through PTA, the school badge, a school badge will be given to you where you put it in the school bag. And as of now, I'm telling you, we have been rounding our schools within our zones, that even if it is one child that has registered as JS1, teaching commences immediately. So for the past 2 weeks, the JS1 students that have reported to the school are already taking their lessons fully. So, and in doing that, the students themselves will tell others that, which school are you giving admission to? Because most of them come from the same primary school. Teachers have started, my English teacher has given us assignment, and he says he's going to record it. That one will ginger the parents and the student to report to school immediately.
Exactly.
So teaching has commences. As far as preparation is concerned, my teachers are ready. They are even waiting for the student to come into the classrooms. And those are available have been taught what they are supposed to be taught. So those left behind are already leaving themselves behind. We're advising parents to rush to the schools send their children to school, and let every child that is supposed to be in school be in school.
And get the joining instruction. Okay.
The joining instruction is attached to the admission letter.
Okay,
you don't need to collect it from anybody.
Exactly. Okay, Alaji Garba Asab, the website address.
Okay, the website address is www.ns, that is ns.mobse.testpayer.com.
www.ns,
that is Niger State, small letter, /MOB, Ministry of Basic and
slash or dash?
Dash.
Okay, dash.
Dash mobse.tespire.com.
Testpire. TESPIRE. Okay, .com. Okay, thank you so much. You can just log in and then insert the index number of your child and his first name, and then of course you see the term, either first term, second term, or promotions, and then you see his result there.
Before we call this, let me say this to those parents that have their children in private school, because I received more than 100 calls. People want willing to come back to public school because of what we're doing. It's also available for those that your children are in private school. You want them to come to JSS1 in public school. Equally, you do the same, but your own admission will now come after. When you now apply, then we'll give you the admission later.
Okay.
Yeah. Any moment from now, you just go to that zonal director that this is the school I want my child to go to. Then he will now compile the list and send it to us. Then we'll be able to send them there too. Everybody will have opportunity to be in public school in Niger State, inshallah.
Inshallah. Thank you so much. You can join us on this discussion through the number 09038808883. Okay, we have the first caller. Hello, good morning. Okay, we've missed this one. We hope you call back again to express your feelings. We have another caller. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, sir.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Morning, how are you?
Good morning, directors in the studio.
I think this is MD Awal, Abi.
MD Awal.
MD Awal.
This is MD Awal from Pakistan.
Okay, go ahead.
Good morning.
You're highly welcome, director. One thing I want to bring to your notice, director, it's happened, you understand, to immediate sister in her house. You know, she just finished a jet 3 from Barking.
Okay.
So since then she's not been going to school, and one day I asked her that, why are you not going to school? She said she's going to SS1, and up to now they have not started SS1 in Barking. And they told them if they are to even start, I asked her one day they are going to start as like SS1. She said they told her there is no date for them to start SS1. They didn't demand for anything else. She told me that they have to bring cutlass and other things. So I want to know if it's from the ministry that they are still like demanding all those things and bring
Now, MD Awal, to balance your own story, having heard from her, did you go to the school to also confirm this?
Yeah, and there is one thing I still want to...
No, did you go to the school to confirm what she has said?
And there is no problem, I will do that, but there is one thing I still want to bring to his notice.
Okay.
Is that time, director, you find, you create time to visit most of all these as like government school, because there are a lot of abnormalities used to go as like, it's going on in most of these government school, honestly. If you are waiting for the zonal directors and you understand ES to bring most of these as like abnormalities to you, sorry to say honestly, most of them will not let you know what is going on in most of our schools. So it's that time you take unscheduled visit most of all these as like government school, so that you see whatever is going on in the school, you will notice all these things. That's my tip for now.
Okay, thank you so much. I think MD Awal, you heard him saying that they paid visit to so many schools, but they can't be in all schools at the same time, and they can't visit all the schools, looking at the fact that the schools are many, and he is just one. And besides, every zone has a director, and there are also education secretaries in local government who are supposed to augment. That is why there is a division of labor at every point in time, so that they can complement each other. Okay, we have another call. 09038808883. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Dr. Kantala, good morning.
Morning, sir.
I'm welcome the guest to the studio. Good morning, all.
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
You are talking to Hassan Ibrahim Kajiko.
Okay, sir.
My own complaint, only 2 complaints I have in our primary school. Because in our local government, I noticed something in our classes, the classes of our children. You know, the teachers teaching our children, through to God, they don't have the knowledge to teach the students. Because some of them, if you go and visit the school, you will see some of them is women. You see them sleeping in the class. If they don't want the children to disturb them by noise, they will tell them to sleep. You know, this thing, is the reason why I removed my children from private school, from government school to the private school. Because I have one of my boys, completely 4 years, this boy don't know anything in the class. And he's always going to school. I'm forcing them to go to school. But he doesn't know anything. But now when I take them to private school, wallahi, I swear for you now, if you see how the boy receives something in his brain, he's taking number 3 in the class now, in private school. So please, at least, government is supposed to check those who are supposed to teach our children and those who don't have the knowledge to teach. Because most of them, wallahi, they only get background of pushing them to teaching work. So please, I appeal to the Lagos State government and the start. You know, say before.
Anyway, you have made your point. Thank you so much. But I believe, in my opinion, public schools have the most qualified teachers and the most committed set of teachers too. Those in private schools, if at all they are doing what they are doing, probably is because there is no job security there. And this laxity that you have talked about, I think, is everywhere. And the ES as well as the zonal directors are addressing this. We have zonal inspectors who are always on a visit to schools. And Dr. Asab, maybe if you will lend your voice to this, I don't want to speak for you.
Yeah, thank you very much. I want to start with MDR one. MDR, like you said, when you print, I want to appeal to you, ask for her index number. Then you print the admission number and you see the journey instruction there. What is expected of you to print or not to print. Anything outside what you see in that journey instruction, then report to us which school is that. Thank you for giving us this foresight. Like I said, we've been going around schools and that is where we are getting all this information and bringing it to the public to listen to hear. Another thing I want to say, the person that said he removed his child from public school to private school, quite okay, I agree with you, it is happening. And let me tell you the simple thing that is there. Like I said, this government is out to checkmate those lapses that are hindering the progress of our public school students. The proper supervision is what we lack. And like I said, you can't expect a zonal director who's a single person with maybe 6 staff under him, suddenly with responsibility of checkmating 3-4 local government under him. We will have those lapses. But now this government saying no. We are creating 25 local government zonal offices. So in every local government there will be a zonal director who is supposed to checkmate the schools under him with limited number of schools to be checkmate by him. Now, when we put this in order, and that's why you see, I'm always with the zonal directors. You will bear me witness, previous years or so, zonal directors don't even hear about them. We don't engage them, we don't do anything to them, so they became like second-class citizens in the ministry. But now they are our first-class citizens.
They are active.
They are active because when you make them active, then you make the school functional because they go to schools and checkmate. So I'm assuring public, like I said, I received calls from public parents that have their children in public and private school wishing to come back. I'm assuring you by the end of this year, you will bring back that your child back to
the public school again.
Thank you very much for that observation. But I'm telling you, like the doctor said, we have more qualified teachers in public school. The only thing we lack is that monitoring and supervision, and we are bent in doing that.
Exactly.
Also, the teachers is talking about, like any moment from now, we start the training of teachers of secondary school. In fact, we just had a meeting with Dr. Lemu, who is going to be spearheading all the training we have in the state, because he's an expert, he's in Teachers Professional Council. Then we will do the training, and we will train every teacher in the state.
Retraining.
Training and retraining.
Okay.
Agile 2 are coming to train teachers. So we have a lot of training for teachers.
Exactly.
And those teachers that are not fit, sometimes it's misplacement of priority. You see, somebody that is not fit to teach SS1 or is not fit to teach primary 6 because there are no teachers, there is no training. They will say, okay, go and teach. But this time, after training, we place you where you're supposed to teach.
Exactly.
So that all those brain drain and co will be taken care of by the grace of God.
Okay. Thank you so much. Let's pick this call. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, sir. Morning, ma.
Okay, well done. I went to one school to one in the is it junior class 1, class 2, I mean, and I was asking for what we are to issue there to give, and they were telling us to buy red for cutlass, broom, and chalk.
Is it JS1? Is it JS1? Mama Yasser, are you with us?
Yes.
Is it JS1 or which class?
JS2.
JS2 is, yeah, these are returning students. Are they supposed to bring anything? These are returning students. Now it all depends on the particular school. I believe it is not a general thing. But she is now reporting those schools. Maybe some schools can go out of their way. Okay, thank you so much, Mama Yasser.
See, what will be having the issue when you don't come to look for the admission in the proper channel, then you'll be having these issues. And that was why we said, go and look for admission, and they will ask you to go and print your admission letter. You will see what is expected of you to bring. Exactly.
Okay, give us a rundown of that website address one more time, and then so that we can wrap up the program.
www.ns-mobse, Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education, small letter, .tespire.com.
That is the address. You can just log onto this address, and then you put in the index number of your child and his first name, and then you see his result. You are just touch either first time, second time, or promotions, and then his result will be there available for you. And if you like, you can print out the result and encourage your child to go to school. Whether he's going to SS1, the school is on already. No child should be allowed to sit at home on the reason that there's no studies. Studies are ongoing, and those who have succeeded in going to JS1, we congratulate them from here, and we wish them all the best in their education journey. We sincerely appreciate the contribution of Malam Mohammed Yaman Daban. Thank you so much. The Zonal Director, Minazone, and Garba Asab Abdullahi, Director, Test and Measurement, Minister of Basic Education. We appreciate your time all the time. Anytime we ask for you to come and shed more light on certain things, you are always there. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we wish you all the best in this journey. We also appreciate the contribution of the Commissioner herself. She's doing a yeoman's job since she arrived at the ministry. You extend our greetings to her. Thank you so much. We also appreciate all those who have made their calls to make their contributions. We appreciate all of this. Safia Dahiru Sharif has been the DC on duty, and on behalf of her and everybody in the studio, my name is Mohammed Dantala Ali, hoping that you continue to remain good citizens of this country. Thank you so much, and bye-bye.
If you love amazing Nigerian movies,
action,
laugh out loud comedy skits, or gripping shows and series, serve yourself all the drama, passion, betrayal, action, and laughs on YouTube with the YouTube Buffet plan from MTN. Enjoy over 10 hours of YouTube streaming for just 500 Naira and over 4 hours for 200 Naira. Dial *312*800# to activate now. YouTube, made for you.
Yana da kyau don cin nasara a cikin garabasar ga kauri ga daɗi na Cowbell tare da tsabar kuɗi na naira miliyan 150 da kuma kati na yin waya kyauta. Don shiga, siya jaka guda 10 na Cowbell mai giram 12 2 ko jaka guda ɗaya na cowbell mai giram 320. Kaddamar da duk jakan fanko zuwa kowace cibiyar fansa da ke kusa da ku don samun cancantar yin wasa kuma ku tsaya damin cin nasara. A karce katin domin a samu nambobi tura sakon nambobin zuwa ga 1393 don a shiga a wasan garabasa daga watan Oktoba zuwa Nuwamba. Domin ƙarin bayani a ziyarci www.cowbell.ng. Akwai sharuɗa da ka'idoji. Cowbell, our creamy goodness.
My baby is 6 months old. Oh my! 6 months old? Wow! Now your baby needs more than breast milk. It's time to introduce mashed meals. In addition to breast milk, begin to give your baby mashed meals that contain at least one item from each of these 5 food groups: eggs, fish or meat, fruits and vegetables, oils, beans, groundnuts, soya or millet, rice, potato, maize or yam. From 6 months. In addition to breast milk, your baby needs this combination of food types to grow healthy. This message is from the Anrin Project, Niger State Ministry of Health.
Prestigefm tauraruwar zamani mai aman sauti na daure har da na yanzu.
Hasashe na ya tabbata ga mata da cikin soyayya.
Kamar da Mina da jihar Neja.